We back with another episode. This episode 5. I'm your host, JB.
And I'm CP, man. We need you to like, share this video, subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. We're at the Hurt Business Podcast and the Locker Room. That's TheLockkaRoom.
You already know. Shit. We had some good boxing events over the weekend, man. We had a lot of surprises. Let's just go ahead and just dive right into it. Porter beat up on Formella on PBC Fox. I'm gonna give you my take on it real quick. I didn't think the performance did anything for Porter, to be real. I think that if anything, it kind of took a little bit his juice away. He went 12 rounds with the boy. He didn't drop him. He didn't really do too much to hurt him. And I kind of want to see him in there with somebody else, to be real, before we even throw him back into the welterweight title picture. I know a couple episodes ago, and really for weeks I've been kind of high on him. Even though I don't really like Porter that much as a fighter, I don't like his style, but I feel as though he was kind of exciting. You know, he was one of the exciting or welterweights out. That's why I would always throw him in the picture. But man, this performance didn't do too much for me. What you think?
Well, man, I actually think Porter looked good. You know what I'm saying? He boxed. He wasn't as sloppy. You know what I'm saying? That's a plus. I mean, he didn't steamroll the guy, but I mean, he didn't have problems. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see him struggling with the cat. He just didn't get him out of there. You know, he boxed clean, showed some skills. It actually bodes well for him going forward. Of course, we want to see him in with some more formidable opponents, but that's to be expected. This was a tune-up. You know what I'm saying? Basically, is what it was. So, hey, it is what it is, man.
So all in all, you respect the performance. You think it was a good performance to keep him kind of in the picture?
He handled business, man. It could be worse. It could have been worse.
You're right. Smith beat up on Alvarez, man. He scored a ninth round TKO. And man, I don't know. It just Alvarez, he didn't really have it, bro. He was kind of all over the place. He said he was in the fighters' meetings. He was saying he was gonna throw a bunch of punches. He was gonna have a lot more action. He just said a whole bunch of stuff, man, that didn't really show up in the fight, bro. I just was baffled by the whole thing. Kind of how I was just baffled with trying to get out the ninth round. You know what I'm saying? It was just watching it. It just didn't do nothing for me, bro. Like, I just feel like I know he an aging fighter. I know he over the hill to a degree. Like, with his age, they was already counting him out. But I think Smith Jr., man, he did his thing, bro. I really thought I don't like giving him props because of what he did to B-Hop, but, man, I got to just say that boy ready, man. He ready, you know?
Yeah, I got to say I was wrong here. I was giving Alvarez way too much credit, more credit than he was worth. You know, Joe Smith Jr. came in. He showed that he was a superior light heavyweight, you know. The man, now, I think at a couple times that man looked like he was holding behind the head and hitting him. It's pretty slick.
He did do that.
I might have to go back. Hey, I might have to go back after seeing this. I might have to go back and look at your claims again about what he did to B-Hop. Maybe it was a little trickery in there. Maybe it was a little dirty, you know?
Man, the trickery is real with Smith Jr., bro. I seen it when he was fighting B-Hop, man, and then you could kind of tell he had that dirty boxing style. So, I mean, but Alvarez, he was beating up Alvarez, though. Like, even without the holding behind the head, even without some of the little antics he was doing and stuff like that, he was beating him up, bro. So either way it go, Alvarez that night wouldn't go beat him. But, you know, I consider Smith, you know, he borderline dirty to a degree. So
yeah. Hey, but he did beat that kid, beat him like a bad child, man. He beat him like a bad child.
Man, tore him down, bro. Man, and then speaking of getting beat down, Povetkin, man, oh, he knocked out Whyte, bro. You called it. You called it, bro.
Hey, who said it, Vlad? Who said it? Who said it, Vlad?
Bro, you did it, bro. You said it, bro. You said it. Fifth round, that boy called him. Even though, and this is the crazy part, right? Povetkin was dropped twice the round before, bro, and still came back and hit him in a sweet spot, fifth round. You can call it a left uppercut. You can call it a short left hook. You can call it whatever you want, but you cannot call it one of the most shocking knockouts, man, in a while, bro. Because I must be real, everybody was counting out Povetkin, man. They was already calling him over the hill. They was calling him all kind of shit, bro. But because Whyte he was talking himself up for a while now. He was saying everybody was running. WBC elevated him and all this old craziness. It was a whole bunch of stuff with that, but Povetkin went in there and did his thing. But what I will tell you is now, and I want to be. And I just want to be kind of clear about this. I'm not hating on Whyte, and I ain't hating on this position. But I am going to say this, right? You really ain't got too much juice at this point. You understand? I understand they got the rematch clause, and they doing all of that stuff, and it's going to probably be in December for what they saying. But you can't get out here and say, oh, you deserve this and you deserve that and all of this stuff, because AJ already beat you. He knocked you out. Talking about Whyte, right? He lets you build your way back up. You was building your way back up into a fight with him or a current fighter, a current champion, right? But then you let the guy who AJ knocked out knock you out. You know what I'm saying? And after I seen the post-fight interview, and he was sitting there in the chair, the dude wasn't humble. He wasn't really really soaking it in, and I don't think he have a real true realistic view of where his career is right now. And I think it's gonna come to home. I think it's gonna come to bite him in his ass in the long run. What you think?
JB, it's already biting him in his ass, but you gotta give him a break. The guy probably didn't have his wits about him. he had little birds still flying around his head, man. You gotta cut the man some slack. He just got put on his ass. But man, all that's lovely what you're talking about. I love to see the drug test results for both of those guys.
Oh,
I bet it was two hot, flaming drug tests, man. Oh, bro. Man. Hey, they gonna hide. Look, we may never know. But both of them boys dirty. Both of them dirty, man. I can't,
They both got the history.
Look, it was a battle of the. Hey, it was the battle of the roids in that thing, man. Battle of the designer steroids, and Povetkin got the better of him. Two cheaters.
Yeah.
But, hey, that was a beautiful shot. I really enjoyed it. He set him up beautifully. I had total faith that Povetkin was gonna knock him out, but he had me worried. I'm not gonna lie to you. He had me worried. Whyte was looking good. But it's one thing about Whyte, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to fade. He's going to fade. You're going to have your moment. You're going to land. He's going to let you land. And I just knew he couldn't take Povetkin's shot, because one thing about him, he's a strong son of a gun, man. He's over there, those Eastern Europeans, hey, in the words of Paulie Malignaggi, they're the dominant species.
Yeah, you're right about that. Well, I'm curious to see how it go. I'm curious to see what happened now, because now the WBC came out and said that they had a whole deal set up with Dillian Whyte if he won. Nothing was in even the cards when it came down to Povetkin. So now it's a completely different situation. So I'm curious to see what the WBC do. I think they kind of put the cart before the horse with the interim WBC situation. They jumped in the situation a little bit too fast. Now they got to kind of regroup. So I'm curious to see what happened.
That's for sure. At this juncture, they don't have any choice, man. They have to weigh Povetkin in this situation.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of comeback and knockouts, Sergio Martinez, man, he scored a 7-round knockout after taking 6 years off. He had a fight in Spain. They saying that he's trying to get back into basically some kind of contention. I mean, I always said that Sergio Martinez, he didn't really lose too much when he did decide to retire. He had some bum knees, I understand that, but I'm gonna always say that he would have beat Cotto that night if Freddie Roach didn't raise all of that hell about that knee brace. You understand what I'm saying? Because one of the reasons why, and I always say, that's why I always say Freddie Roach is one of the best brains in boxing, because he always know how to get under these fighters' skin before and after the fight. And he know how to manipulate certain things too. So when the announcers went on TV and they were just saying about the knee brace and Freddie Roach was raising hell about this and that, and then if you watch that fight, you know that if he would have had that and he would have had that stability under him, he would have had enough to beat Cotto. So I didn't really think that he needed to retire and go out the way he went out. When he did go out, I think he just needed a little bit of time to just regroup, heal, and get back on that horse, man. But I don't know. Right now, he scored a 7.
That boy needed to get out of there, man. He fell off the cliff fast, man. Man, Sergio Martinez just had one of the steepest declines to me, man. I think he needed to retire because the difference between the fight before the Cotto fight and that Cotto fight was so much. His knees, if you leaning on a knee brace that much, it's time to call it quits. You can really get hurt in there, man, if you don't have your legs up under you. And that was a big part of his game, was the mobility and moving and the athleticism. So once he lost that, it really knocked him down as a fighter as a whole. You know what I'm saying? He just ain't the same.
I feel you on that. I feel you. I think that his biggest asset was his legs, man. And once they went out, and once I think it was just one of them situations where he just didn't take care of it, bro. Like he should have got him fixed. He should have got everything taken care of, but he was just so high demand when he was on top. I think just the nature of the sport, man, just didn't allow it. But he came back with like I said, he came back with a 7-round knockout after having 6 years off. And I'm interested to see what happened. I mean, if Oscar can do it, shit, he can do it. So I just want to see how it goes.
We don't know if Oscar can do it.
Well, you're right. You're right about that. You're right about that, though. Crawford and Kell Brook, that might be a reality pretty soon, according to Hearn. They saying that they negotiating right now. You said it a couple weeks ago. Or did you say it last week? Either way it go, you threw it out there, and now they're saying it's a reality. And with the Crawford and Thurman situation going on, I want to get your take on what you feel about this Crawford and Kell Brook fight that's possibly gonna happen. I'm not a fan of it, but let me just say this. I'm not a fan of it, but I'm not gonna hate on it either. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm going to hate on it simply because Bomac told us that it's a waste of time. He already told us it's a waste of time. He said if the Thurman fight is a waste of time, this is one big waste of time. It's a waste of the resources, training camp. It's a waste of dollars. And I'm really not even interested in it. I'm not interested in seeing anything but Terrence Crawford versus a champion now. So none of these fights matter to me. He needs to go over here and make these fights happen. Until then, I'm cool. I'm cool on TC. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm gonna watch it because I'm a boxing fan, but I'm not gonna go one way or the other. I'm not gonna get super excited if he has a great performance. And if he loses, then he loses.
I feel you on that one then. Well, I guess you just nipped that in the bud because everything. I forgot that I didn't really forget Bomac said what he said, but I kind of was trying to get a fight a shot. But yeah, you're right, man. I mean, if he ain't fighting for a championship, and why fight somebody that been off forever? You know, opposed to somebody who just was active last year, a year before. So it's not like, I don't know, bro. The guys they all over the place in the Crawford camp, man.
And Kell Brook, let's keep it real. Kell Brooks had his eye sockets bashed to smithereens by Triple G and Errol Spence Jr. already. So this is nothing to me more than, you know, a name. Somebody trying to get a name, trying to leverage. All they trying to do is get leverage for a bigger percentage of a fight with Errol Spence, man. And I'm not here for it, man. I'm not here for it. I want to see some competitive action.
Bet. Well, I feel the same way. Shit. I mean, I'm not against it, but I'm not waiting on it. But it is what it is on that one. I'm just gonna let them do what they do. But I'm cool on it. Me. Okay, next on deck we got Loma. We got Loma versus Lopez, set for October 17th on regular ESPN. They got the deal. It's done. It's set. I can't wait for that fight. That's one of the fights that I have on my radar. That's one of the fights I got on my calendar. I got everything ready. I'm not doing nothing that day. I'm clearing my whole schedule. I gotta see that fight.
I mean, you haven't told me, JB. Who do you got? Who you picking in that fight?
Oh, I'm picking Lopez all day. I'm picking Lopez all day, man. I think the young lion. I think it's the young lion time. I think he got the power, got the skill. I'm not saying that he have the boxing brain like Loma, but I think he got what it takes to pull it off. I done seen him fight. I done seen him in person. I done heard the pop myself. You feel me? And I think that boy. I think if Loma play, Lopez gonna put him on his ass, man. I believe that.
Well, Loma don't play, man. Lomachenko does not play the radio, Chief. He's gonna put that boy in the matrix, man.
Man,
he
gotta show me. He gotta show me. If he do it, I'm gonna be real. If he do it to Lopez and he do it in fantastic fashion, then I'm gonna be one of the people that, and I always was kind of critical of Loma, you know, just because I feel like people put him on this pedestal with not enough fights. You know what I'm saying? But I think Lopez, man, if he do it to Lopez and do it in fantastic fashion, bro, he a bad man, bro. You'll never hear me say nothing bad about him again.
But the man been doing it. Look, you ain't got to have a lot of fights when you mowing down the likes of Gary Russell Jr., Nicholas Walters, cats like that, man, Luke Campbell's of the world, all these guys. It's a star-studded list of characters on his resume, Jack. What else do you want to do, man?
This what I'm saying. All the names that you just named, Lopez will put them down. And I think he'll put them down in better fashion than what Loma did.
That's conjecture. That's you're speculating.
No, I think, and so that's what I'm saying. If the names that you called didn't impress me, and I say Lopez will do them worse, if Loma do dog out Lopez, then he a bad man, bro.
Who has Lopez fought that was on the level of those guys?
Not saying none of them. He haven't fought nobody on that level. But just when you see a young guy coming up, you know. Like when people seen Spence, they knew. You know what I'm saying? When people seen like AJ, they knew. You feel me? That this was the guy. This was the one. And I'm telling you, I believe Lopez is that guy, man. I think he got the juice. I think he the one that go break through in that division, and that's gonna really give Loma like really that guts and glory kind of fight, bro. I believe it.
I think Loma is gonna be the one that is gonna really tell you a lot about Teofimo Lopez. We're gonna really get to see where his head's at. It's gonna be some moments in this fight that's gonna test his mental capabilities, his mind strength. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
Fortitude. Is he gonna dig down when the going gets tough, or is he gonna fold? You know what I'm saying? You never know these things about a fighter until they're faced with those situations. And hey, I'm looking forward to seeing him either he pass or fail, man. but we shall see. You know what I'm saying? I like Teofimo Lopez. He's got a fan-friendly style. He's got a lot of pop. He's got a lot of flash. I love the backflips and whatnot. You know, hey, if he's successful, it's great for the sport of boxing. So I'm not gonna be just going against him. I just feel like Lomachenko's the better fighter. He's got the better pedigree. He's battle tested, and I know what he's gonna do when the going gets tough.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I agree with that. We got Prograis. He fighting Heraldez on Tank undercard. It's a junior welterweight bout. I'm interested to see what Prograis do coming back. I'm surprised he signed a one-off with PBC, but I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised. I mean, because PBC is active right now. It's a lot more opportunities for him over there too. But I'm kind of curious to see, first of all, why they putting him on Tank undercard, and you know, like, why is he settling for this fight instead of chasing, you know, a rematch with old boy? You know, just I'm interested. What was the story behind this whole move he pulled off? You know what I'm saying? But they added him to the undercard. It should be a great fight, and I want to see what the rest of the card gonna look like on this Tank pay-per-view, and see what happens. I'm already excited for the Tank and Santa Cruz fight. So, I think the addition of Prograis.
You excited for that one?
Oh yeah. Even though a lot of people saying Tank go steamroll him, I think Santa Cruz just bring that exciting style that I think nobody ever seen Tank up against. He never really been up against somebody who throws so many punches that's gonna be in his face right there, and that can take a punch. Now, I'm not saying that Santa Cruz could take Tank power all night, but it's gonna be real interesting, man, the first half of the fight. You know what I'm saying?
Man, Santa Cruz don't have enough. Santa Cruz don't have enough ass on him, man. He didn't got nothing behind them punches. He's just gonna be shaking them the gloves. He gonna be taking punches off of them gloves and off his noggin. It's gonna be an ugly situation, man. It's gonna be sad. His father is gonna have to pick the boy up off the canvas, man. I think it's gonna be. I'm not looking forward to seeing that. I like the kid. I'm really not looking forward to seeing him carried out in the medic, man.
It's gonna be interesting the first half of the fight, bro. It don't matter what. As soon as the bell ring, bro, everybody gonna be on the edge of their seat because they know the little dude come to fight. But they also know Tank is knocking shit out. So, like I said, the first 5-6 rounds, bro, it's gonna be interesting. After that, Tank gonna wear his ass out. You know what I mean?
Man, hopefully they made some kind of deal. Maybe Tank does him like Errol did Mikey. You know what I'm saying? And just kind of spar with him a little bit. You know, yeah. I really don't want to see the guy get hurt, man, because it can get the Kimbe Mutombo ugly in that thing, man.
And I like and to go back to it, I like Santa Cruz though, bro. I like how he fight. You know what I mean? And I like him as a person. You know what I'm saying? I've seen him a few times. I met him a few times. He seemed pretty cool. So I don't really want nothing bad to happen to him neither. But if he don't really have enough pop to keep Tank off of him, but Tank haven't really been against that kind of volume. So I'm just interested to see how it go, just to see how it play out.
JB, I never met the guy, but I would like to. That's why I don't want to see him get his ass knocked out.
I feel you, bro. I feel you, dog. Well, let's just go with this. The WBC is considering another heavyweight division between 200 to 225. That was a rumor I heard. Not really sure.
What are they doing, JB? What is the WBC? Is it that's gonna be the WBC? I mean, come on, man. What we doing here? It's no need for it. It's absolutely unnecessary. You don't even have that. It's not that many heavyweights to begin with that's worth a damn. I mean, who's weighing that much? What are these guys weighing now? Like 230, 240?
Yeah. And that's what's
under 220 though.
Nobody really, and that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, I don't understand what the WBC doing as a whole. They rankings is always janky. You know what I'm saying? They champion situations and they belt situation is always janky. You know what I mean? They done implemented these franchise champions that they can't even, it's not even a belt that they can defend. It's just something that tells everybody, hey, this guy can be our champion for however long, for whatever reason. It just...
They just pick, it's their faves. They got their faves. You know what I'm saying? You remember what was the phone company we had, the Fave Fives? That's all the WBC is doing, man. They just picking their favorite guys, making them franchise champions so they can get paid, sanctioning. It's all about sanctioning fees. It's not necessary to me at this point in the sport. Now, maybe about 10 years ago when the super heavyweight first exploded on the scene, it was a need for it at that time. You still had smaller heavyweights. Everybody's adjusted now. It's nobody weighing 214 anymore. You know, every now and then you get a guy, but hey, it's all in the game, bro. It's always been like that. You gotta, if you step up to heavyweight, you fighting to infinity and beyond. Ain't no limit on what the guy gonna weigh. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is.
Yeah. The only one that come in around that 200 to 225 is Wilder, and he don't even do that consistently. So, I mean, he didn't got as low as I think 212, 214, something like that. But it is what it is. It ain't worth for one fighter.
45-pound suit on and walk to the ring. So hell, you know.
That's what I'm saying. What you feel about Fury putting Wilder on notice though, saying that he ain't gonna wait for him?
Hey, I respect it, man. Again, Fury not getting no younger. Fury, he got a little bit of time to do his business here, man. He's trying to get it all in. So if Wilder's dragging his feet, so we know slow feet don't eat. Mm-hmm. Fury going on, gonna do his thing. I guess what is he gonna be trying to get AJ? Whatever it is he's doing, man. Tyson Fury is trying to make fights, and I respect it.
I feel you on that. Okay, well, Hooker and Josesito Lopez, it's a rumor that they gonna get on the undercard of Spence and DSG. I think it's a good fight. That's gonna be an action fight. That's gonna be fireworks all the way through. And what you think? Have your mind changed about the DSG and Errol Spence fight in terms of Errol Spence and DSG being a tune-up fight? What you think?
You know what? You know, one of the past episodes, man, I was trumpeting Errol Spence's bravery. I mean, you know, it still is a testament to him, but this is a tune-up fight. Danny Garcia is a tune-up at this point. As I examine it a little more, Danny Garcia is a tune-up for Errol Spence Jr. Errol Spence Jr. is that good to where Danny Garcia can be considered a tune-up. And furthermore, Danny Garcia's done nothing at welterweight. Mm-hmm. If you ask me, the both times he stepped up, he lost. You know, mm-hmm. He beat some middle of the road guys. That's about it. He's done nothing at welterweight. At welterweight, Danny Garcia is a tune-up for Errol the True Spence. Errol Spence is on another level, man, and I truly believe that. I believe he's gonna be victorious. I don't think Danny's gonna have too much for him, and it's gonna be but it's still gonna be impressive. It's still something to me that he's coming off of an accident and he's fighting this type of a guy, and it is a tune-up. In his head, I'm sure in Errol Spence's head, in his heart of hearts, he knows this is a tune-up. He knows he's superior to Danny Swift Garcia.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I agree with that, man. DSG, he ain't did nothing in the welterweight division. Not to say that he gonna be a threat to Errol Spence. So to me, it's a tune-up fight too. You know, so I just hope it just be exciting enough to put on a show.
I mean, Danny Garcia, man, he came on the scene at welterweight. He beat up on Paulie Malignaggi, you know. Then he comes in and he picks on the old Ghost Guerrero. He's already been through the ringer, been through the wars. You know what I'm saying? And that wasn't an easy fight for him. You know what I'm saying? Ghost Guerrero gave him some problems. All right. So then he fights some guy, Samuel Vargas. Then he loses to Thurman. Then he beats up the punching bag with eyeballs, Brandon Rios.
No, Lord.
Then he loses to Shawn Porter. All right. And then he fights Adrian Granados, Broner's leftovers.
Yeah.
Then
I remember
Ivan
that.
Red Candish. Who are these guys, man? The guy is a glorified tune-up fight. And Errol Spence is gonna take out the trash, man.
All right. Well, I hope so, shit, because the only thing he got is that left hook, or that no-look hook. Everything else after that, bro, it's a wrap. Man, I was going through my timeline on Twitter, and I seen Ava Knight. She posted something about women boxing pay. She won the IBF world title or whatever. Let me read what she said, right? And I want to get your take on this. She said, if people really want to know how unfair women boxing pay is, I won the IBF world title in Mexico against a local fighter for $4,000. I don't know what man has done that for a major title. And and she said, and then I won my first title defense for $6,000. So, with you being the woman's boxing extraordinaire, I need you to explain to me how in the world a fighter is fighting for a title, bro, for $4,000, bro. Explain that to me.
Explain to me how unfair it is to my eyeballs to have to watch that fight in the first place, man. Listen, man. Just be happy you're fighting for titles and money. All right. If you create the demand for us to watch you fight, all right, you're gonna get paid more. How many people were at your fight in Mexico? You probably fought in a bodega. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? If you don't have any asses in the seats, lady, there's no money to pay you. All right? Layla Ali didn't have these problems. Clarissa Shields not crying about money. People are paying to see them fight. All right? Step your game up.
$4,000 though, bro.
Hey, I know guys fighting for $800 and a sandwich.
Damn. Yeah, you make a good point about that one too. I ain't think about that.
Yeah.
Before world title though?
When they hold these fights, man, in these small venues and these club shows, these guys not getting mega money. That's all really women's boxing at that level. When you starting off, you gonna get that until you get a name. You didn't have a name. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was paying to see you. When you can bring asses to the table, to the seats, you get the money. It's simple. It's just like, man, don't get me started, man. Everybody wants the spoils of the fruits of the labor, but they don't want to put in the work. You know, put in the work, grind. I don't want to hear your crying, lady. There's no crying in boxing.
Man, you gonna have them blowing up my DMs, man. All right, let's move on. Let's get away from that, man, because I think you probably done pissed off a few people right about now about women's boxing.
Hey, man, it is what it is.
All right, going to the MMA segment. My boy Edgar. I told you, man. I told you, bro.
You
told you.
You the mega don. I'm just along for the ride.
He got a split decision victory over Munhoz. It was a good fight, though. It was a good fight, and I think it could have went either way, but Edgar pulled it out. There's nowhere else for him to go, really. I mean, he was talking about titles and different things like that, but it's so many people in the bantamweight division that's before him, bro. He's not gonna get a title shot.
Oh my God, JB, man, I know this is a boxing show. What in the world, man? This the luck. We blowing the Trailblazers out. This guy, Anthony Davis, man, he is. Damn, what is he made out of, man?
Man, I don't know, man.
They talking about he's out for game 4. Oh my God.
What?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What?
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Oh man, hold up, bro. We got to get this over with real quick because it's something. We got to get this over with, bro. Because I got to get to the game. Nemkov stopped Beta in the second round by strikes to get the light heavyweight title off him, and you know he looked pretty good doing it. I was surprised, and that was pretty much it, bro. We ain't really had nothing going on the MMA side. I mean, it was kind of dead.
Nobody caught your eye on that UFC Fight Night, man?
Oh, not really, man. To be honest with you, they had some good fights, bro. But I mean, the one I was looking forward to was Romero and Hall. That one I think got canceled, and then it was another one. I think OSP. That one got canceled. So it was so much going on with that card that I had checked out of it. I was like, well, I'm just gonna pay attention to who I want to pay attention to and just let it be what it is. Yeah. It wasn't because they was literally making fights, bro. A lot of people tested positive for COVID, so they was literally making the card on weigh-in day.
Damn.
Yeah, bro, it was crazy.
It was like an amateur card almost.
Yeah, man, it was crazy, bro. So, I mean, I couldn't call some of them guys names if I wanted to, bro, to be real, because people was just stepping up. People was just coming out of the back. You had people training for 15 weeks that wasn't even supposed to be on the card. They elevated up. Then you had some of the prelim fighters. They moving up in the prime slots. You know, it was just a whole bunch of. So I didn't pay attention to it, man. I just let it be what it is. I mean, it had some good fighters on it. I know he gave out a lot of bonuses. I know he gave out. He said he was gonna give out pretty much everybody on the card got a bonus. But the simple fact is that they was willing to step in when other fighters had to fall out due to COVID. So. Amanda Nunes, she gonna defend her title against Anderson in December. That fight was just announced. It was, I think, it's always one of the hypest UFC cards of the year. They last card of the year is always the fireest card of the year, bro. So that's gonna be a good fight. I got Amanda Nunes pounding her down. But
now you know what? You know what though, JB? Check this out. This goes back to my point I was making earlier. You don't hear the women in UFC crying about their pay because people like to watch them fight. Like women's MMA, I can't shit on women's MMA like I'm shitting on women's boxing. Women's MMA is some exciting shit.
Oh yeah,
I like to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, I love watching them. They be getting it in, man. I ain't gonna lie.
And they get into the bag. They getting paid. They getting paid what they worth. You know what I'm saying?
They getting paid, bro. They getting paid big dollars over there. The women's all of them getting paid. So, and to be real, we just talked about one of the biggest women's MMA stars that the UFC had, which was Paige VanZant. She just went to BKFC. So. I mean, they have names. UFC take their time to build them up, and they making that bread, bro. So, just go to it. It just goes into what you were saying about women's boxing, man. So it makes sense. It makes sense, bro. All right, man. That's all we got for this episode, man. We got to go get to this Lakers game. So, man, y'all be safe out there. Be cool. If you're in the South, prepare yourself, man, for this weather that's coming up. And, man, I'm JB. And that's CP. Hey, we out, man.
Signing off.
Peace.